What's going on there, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day. Now, ladies and gentlemen, today I wanted to go ahead and dive deep into the brand new event that we got within Splitgate 2, and I gotta be honest with you guys. Although there is a decent amount of good things here, overall, I'm a little bit disappointed, and I wish I could have seen just a tad bit more, but of course, we'll go ahead and describe in some really deep details as we get further into the video. But ladies and gentlemen, if you do enjoy what you hear in today's video, don't forget subscribing at that bell. I post your daily at 8 Eastern Time. Splitgate, Battlefield, Call of Duty, Arc Raiders. I try to post as much as I possibly can, so if you guys enjoy that type of variety content, subscribing at that bell. And last but not least, if you guys are interested in my live streams, I stream Monday through Saturday over on Twitch, starting between 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Of course, if you guys are interested, I got a link to the channel down in the description of this video. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, I do want to go ahead and begin this video by stating that I understand the developers are not, hyper-prioritizing content right now. So a lot of the stuff that is coming out is already pre-planned, and they are definitely, heads down, in grind mode, trying to make sure every single bug, issue, problem is resolved. And trust me, we definitely need that. I could barely even play the brand new game mode without hitting the new, frame problem, which everybody is pretty much running into nowadays. Basically, if you're in Onslaught or even in BR, I've actually heard other people running into this problem with 4v4, but I haven't noticed that recently. But in Onslaught/BR, since the maps are shared, man, oh man. Apparently, according to the devs, it's a memory leak. So I'm assuming they already know what it is, but this problem is devastating. I mean, it will absolutely destroy the whole match, and you can't even finish the lobby. It will automatically freeze the game if you don't go ahead and restart beforehand. So yeah, I understand the developers are in grind mode right now, and I'm not expecting, the world from them at the moment. But of course, as you guys know, I like to discuss everything on this channel, and I'm going to give my 2 cents on the overall game mode here. First and foremost, we did get an event paired with the game mode, as you can see. It's not too shabby. I actually really enjoyed the Rattler skin. The new emote, the Satellite SWAT, is not too bad. It's all right. And I actually do really like the background calling card. I'm actually rocking it recently. So, to be honest with you guys, I'm not too sad about this. The Battle Pass tokens, I don't really mind, since the Battle Pass tokens are pretty bugged right now. As you can see, I have like 5,700. The next chapter is going to be finished the day of. I can promise you that. But still, the rest of the content wasn't too bad, especially, again, knowing the developers aren't really hyper-prioritizing content, so it's not the main thing on their plate. But with that being said, let's go ahead and discuss the actual game mode itself. This game mode is called Rapid Royale 0G. Basically, we are in Battle Royale format, but it's kind of condensed down just a little bit. Instead of being able to portal between world and world and world, right, 3, 4 different worlds, you only get one map, right? So you don't go anywhere else. It's less teams in the action. And the match times are much more condensed down compared to your typical BR match, where in here, you're going to be here for like maybe 4 minutes, 5 minutes maybe tops, but more than likely just around about 4 minutes. So these games are, as it states, rapid fire. They're quick. And honestly, I don't really mind that. I actually think it's kind of fun. And obviously, the best part about this game mode is the zero gravity. So you're going to be able to go ahead and play with all of the brand new skins that came in that bundle, which a lot of people, I think this is going to be a little controversial, and I don't know. This might have been a bad move for them, but overall, I still enjoyed the game mode. But I do think a lot of people are going to pair this with, oh, this event was just put together to go ahead and try to sell more store bundles, You got the new Space Sabras skin in the store. They go ahead and, add in a game that's supposed to make you feel like you're in space, you're moon jumping and so on and so forth. And then obviously all the pickup weapons consist of the brand new blueprints that obviously take place within that, new $40 bundle. So I think it's going to put a bad taste in some people's mouths. But personally, like I said, I just kind of look at it for the game mode itself. And it's fun. I gotta be real. I really did enjoy my time playing this game mode. It's a lot more fast-paced. Again, the games go very quickly. And, you can't go wrong with a 0G. And in my personal opinion, that's literally the best part. Being able to have 0G on these massive maps. Nothing's better than hitting, a jump portal and flying across the map in 0G, or even just, tapping your jetpack so you can evenly just kind of float across the map. God, it's honestly a lot of fun. But this is where my problem lies. Of course, as I stated, there's good, but there's also bad, and I think for me personally, out of this event, there's more bad when it comes to the game mode than good, because of the people that I mostly usually play around with, including myself. I think a lot of us are arena gamers. When we play Splitgate 2, we go there for the arena side of things. Don't get me wrong. The BR is actually really good, and out of all the BRs I've played, it's definitely up there in my top favorites. But I just simply don't really play BRs that much. It's not really my vibe, if I'm going to be honest with you guys. I like the arena side of Splitgate 2, and honestly, it's one of the main reasons why I love Splitgate 1 as well, because it really did, hone in on those arena factors. But sadly, when it comes to this brand new game mode, and I guess just simply the event overall, it is basically hyper BR focused. Now, yes, you can go to Arena and Onslaught and still progress the event just like you could if you go and play the brand new game mode here, which is BR focused. Yeah, that's great and all. But if I'm going to be honest with you guys, this whole zero-G mentality and just trying to, add these vibes, incorporate them into the game, you can't witness this if you're on the arena side of things. And if you don't like Battle Royale, you are literally just simply not going to play this mode. And that is where I think they kinda flopped just a tad bit here. This should have been transferred over to the arena side of the game. Now, again, as I stated, I already know the devs are busy. They're locking in. They're going ahead and trying to make sure everything is polished. They're distracted. They got a lot of things going on. I understand that. And that's why I'm saying this right here, right now, that I didn't expect them to, overhaul all the maps or, maybe make like a space theme, a 4v4 map, which would have been really dope, like how they did with, the 4th of July event. That would have been awesome to do the same thing here. But as I just stated, I didn't expect that out of them. I really did not. I want them to prioritize the important things and not, all the new content and events. We want this game polished before we really start hyper-prioritizing that stuff. But let's be real here, ladies and gentlemen. As Splitgate 2 becomes more niche, and the player count is going back to a, much more, again, niche style of game, this audience is not completely there for the BR side of this title. Now, I'm not saying BR is pointless and that there's no people who play BR, not even in the slightest. But if you go on any social media page, if you watch any stream, any, YouTube video, what do you see when it comes to Splitgate 2? 4v4 or Onslaught? Very few people really discuss the BR too heavily. And again, I don't want them to stop making BR, events and stuff like that because it's a portion of the game, right? And it should be acknowledged as such and supported as such. But you cannot forget about what the core experience of this game is all about, and that is the arena mentality. If this whole event, this cool zero-gravity event, could be in Battle Royale, they could have easily incorporated this into Onslaught. They didn't have to do 4v4. They didn't have to re-edit any maps. These maps are already in Onslaught. So if they could do this exact mode with BR, you can do it in Onslaught minus the pickup weapons. As simple as that. And if they really wanted to go ahead and show off that bundle, if people just pick Sabrask and pick the Trailblazer or the Rattler in that specific game mode for Onslaught, they could allow you, if you pick that class setup, to literally rock that skin. I've seen many games do this before, where they have specific game modes, specific, events that allow you to hop into the experience and you are classed up with, unique looking skins to hopefully encourage people to go ahead and hop into the store and maybe pick it up themselves. So I don't blame Splitgate 2 for trying to tap into this. But I mean, my goodness, they should have prioritized Onslaught. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they're really trying to, potentially get some cash out of this. I feel like the Arena Onslaught community is a lot more poppin' and has a lot more of the hardcore audience, the people who are indeed going to be sticking around with this game for, the long haul. That is where a lot of them are located. And I feel like they're missing out on a lot of potential because they're trying to pull people into the BR, maybe to go ahead and get more people playing it. I don't know what the exact idea behind the scenes is. But at this state in time with Splitgate 2, I don't think they should be trying to pull people away from that arena side. They need to be hammering it down, showcasing the arena side of the game, pushing it out there for more people to witness. That right there should be their bread and butter. And let's be honest here, the developers did say that they would have not planned putting in a BR within Splitgate unless they were, okay with being able to handle all the experiences. I really hope they live up to those words, because this right here is exactly what I'm looking for when they said that. If you guys can truly live up to all the experiences, please, when you put these events into the game, try to think about the overall community so everybody can go ahead and enjoy what's going on. And you don't have to force people out to play something, they don't want to go ahead and play. As I stated before, I get it. In the event tab, you could play Arena and Onslaught and still progress the event. That's great and all. But when it comes to the cool, unique game mode that you introduced into the game, gotta go to BR. I know it's not traditional BR. I know it's a, revamped version, but at the end of the day, it's still a BR. It's not what an arena fan is really looking for. And as I stated in the very beginning of this video, it's hard for me to get people to play it. The mass majority of people I know don't play this game for that. So, I might have played it a handful of times when the FPS bug wasn't absolutely booting me out of the experience. But other than that, I truly don't plan on revisiting it. And that's sad because I think it's really awesome. And if they had it in Onslaught for, arena fans, I would be planning on revisiting it. I would be playing it, honestly, a lot. But since it's not there, me and a lot of people, I personally believe, are going to be avoiding that. So that's why I kind of threw out the idea of just incorporating it into Onslaught. You don't have to go crazy. I understand it takes a lot of work and effort to, incorporate brand new reskins of maps and, all this other stuff. But all you got to do is just add 0G to Onslaught. I mean, that's legitimately all it is. And you could still get a pretty similar experience out of it. And I think a lot of people would have a blast going ahead and playing it as well. But ladies and gentlemen, as always, if you enjoyed today's video, leave a like. If you hate it, leave a dislike. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. I post your daily at 8 in the morning Eastern time. And of course, if you guys are interested in my live streams, I stream Monday through Saturday over on Twitch, starting between 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern time. Of course, if you guys are interested, I'll link that channel down in the description of this video. As always, thank you for tuning in. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.